The haunting of Gramma's house. A true family. Terror. My Gramma was a force of nature, and I loved her. She was fierce, kind, and stubborn as an old oak tree. When she passed away, our family couldn't bear to part with the house she and Grandpa built. So it stood frozen in time for 10 long years, only visited for routine cleanings. Eventually I bought the house, determined to make it our home. Everything was exactly as it had been the day she died, her perfume lingering in the air, her knitting left unfinished, even her old slippers still beside the bed. The first night, my kids, all teenagers, found Grandma's fancy robe, jewelry, and wiglets in her room. They laughed, draping themselves in her things, pretending to be her. It was all fun and games, till it wasn't. That night, my 19-year-old daughter burst into our room, pale as a ghost, her breath ragged with fear. She swore she saw a woman standing at the end of her bed. The air had turned ice cold, and when she sat up to pull the quilt over her shoulders, the woman just stared. We chuckled, brushing it off as a bad dream. But she refused to sleep in that room again. You know, I joked, you're sleeping in the bed where Grandpa died. My daughter didn't find it funny. She never set foot in that room again. The second night, my husband sat up suddenly. Who's in the hallway? He asked, thinking it was one of the kids. He got up to check. But the hallway was empty. It was one of the girls in their robes, heading to the bathroom, he muttered, except it wasn't. Being the logical man he was, he blamed headlights from a passing car. That made sense. When the scent of freshly brewed coffee and burnt toast filled the kitchen at 3 a.m., Grandpa's favorite breakfast. One afternoon, my daughter came back from my cousin's house with an old photo from a family reunion. She pointed at my Gramma and froze. "This is her," she whispered. "This is the woman who stood at the end of my bed." She had never met her great-grandmother. That was it. I went to the basement, the place where Gramma spent her last days knitting and watching her soap operas. I stood there in the dim light and spoke aloud. "Gramma, I love you, but you're scaring the kids." My voice wavered. "I promised to take care of the house. It's okay to rest now. The house has been quiet ever since, but every so often when the night is still, I swear I hear the shuffle of slippers down the hallway and the faint hum of her favorite song.